Right now, while you're watching this, your brain is quietly poisoning itself. Every second you're awake, it fills with a chemical waste it cannot get rid of on its own. There is only one thing on Earth that flushes it out: sleep. So let's do something dangerous. Let's take that away. Let's say you never sleep again. Not 1 minute. Ever. And let's watch, hour by hour in the exact order it happens, as a healthy human body tears itself apart from the inside. Because it doesn't happen the way you think. It isn't slow, it isn't gentle, and somewhere around day 6, you will start having conversations with people who were never in the room. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's start at hour 1. For the first few hours, nothing feels wrong. You feel normal, maybe even sharp. But underneath, a countdown has already begun. A molecule called adenosine is building up in your brain, and it has one job: to make you sleepy. Normally, sleep clears it out overnight, and you wake up with the meter reset to 0. But you're not sleeping tonight, so it just keeps climbing. The pressure to sleep is now a wave, and you've decided to stand in front of it and refuse to move. Hour 16. This is the longest a normal person stays awake. Past this line, you are in territory your body was never designed to enter. By hour 24, one full day, something measurable has happened. Your reaction time, your judgment, your coordination have all collapsed to the level of a legally drunk person. Listen that again. Staying awake for a single day does the same thing to your brain as drinking until you're too impaired to drive. You don't feel drunk. That's the terrifying part. You feel fine while making the decisions of someone who is not. And here's what almost nobody knows. In 2013, researchers at the University of Rochester discovered why your brain needs sleep so badly. They found a hidden plumbing system in the brain, later named the glymphatic system, that switches on almost entirely while you sleep. During deep sleep, your brain cells physically shrink, opening up channels, and a wave of fluid rushes through and washes out the toxic waste that built up all day, including a protein linked to Alzheimer's. Sleep, it turns out, is not rest. Sleep is when your brain takes out the trash, and you just canceled garbage collection, permanently. Hour 36. The waste is piling up now. Your body panics and floods you with stress hormones to keep you upright. Your heart rate climbs, your body temperature starts to drift. Your emotions stop obeying you. You swing from laughing to rage to tears over nothing. The part of your brain that's supposed to keep you calm and rational, the prefrontal cortex, is going offline first. The animal underneath is starting to take the wheel. Hour 48. 2 days. Now your body does something you cannot stop, no matter how hard you try. It's called a microsleep. For anywhere from a fraction of a second to 30 full seconds, your brain simply switches off. Your eyes may stay open, you may still be standing, still be walking, still be holding a conversation. But you are asleep. You just blinked out of existence for 10 seconds and you didn't even know it happened. Your brain has decided that if you won't sleep, it will do it for you in tiny, violent stabs, whether you like it or not. And this is the exact moment we have to talk about the boy who actually did this. In 1965, a 17-year-old named Randy Gardner decided to break the world record for staying awake. No coffee, no drugs, just willpower and 2 friends keeping him up. What happened to him over the next 11 days became one of the most famous experiments in the history of sleep science, and it maps almost perfectly onto the countdown you're living through right now. By his second day, Randy couldn't focus his eyes. By day 3, he'd lost the ability to identify objects just by touch, and he'd turned irritable and clumsy. His body was already unraveling, but his mind was about to go somewhere much darker. Day 4. This is where it turns. Randy became convinced he was someone else, a famous football player, and got angry when people corrected him. His memory started dropping out mid-thought. He would begin a sentence and simply lose the end of it, staring, unsure of what he'd been saying. The line between what was real and what wasn't had started to dissolve. Day 5 and 6. The hallucinations arrived. Randy looked at a street sign and saw a person standing there. He looked at a wall and saw a path opening up in front of him, leading down into a quiet forest that did not exist. His brain, starved of the sleep it uses to sort dreams from reality, had stopped waiting for permission. It was now dreaming while he was awake, painting people and places over the top of the real world, and he could not tell the difference. This is the part that should scare you the most. Your brain does not have an awake setting and a dreaming setting that take turns. When you refuse to sleep, it doesn't just shut off the dreams, it leaks them into your open eyes. The monsters don't wait until the lights are off. They come out into the daylight. By day 9, Randy's thoughts were fragmenting completely. Sentences starting and dying, his speech slurring, his face slack. And yet, incredibly, on day 11, at 264 hours, he was still awake, still standing. Still on the surface, a functioning human. Then he finally slept. And here's the twist the story is famous for. He slept for about 14 hours, woke up, and seemed almost fine. His brain, given the chance, ran a full night of frantic cleanup and pulled him back from the edge. Which raises the obvious question. If Randy came back, why would never sleeping actually kill you? Why can't you just push through it forever? Because Randy had an escape hatch and some people don't. Remember those microsleeps? The ones your brain forces on you whether you want them or not? That's your emergency system. Even in the worst deprivation experiments, the brain steals back tiny scraps of sleep to keep you alive. It cheats. It has to. But there is a disease that rips that emergency system out entirely, and it is one of the cruelest things in all of medicine. It's called fatal familial insomnia. It runs in families, passed down through a single mutated gene. It's caused by a prion, a twisted, misfolded protein that spreads through the brain and eats holes in the exact region that controls sleep. And once it takes hold, the person simply stops being able to sleep. Not struggles to, cannot. The off switch is physically destroyed. It starts small, a little trouble drifting off, then worse. Then the person is catching only seconds of sleep a night, then none at all. And unlike Randy, they get no microsleeps, no cleanup, no reset. Just endless, unbroken waking. The hallucinations come, the body wastes away, the mind slips, and roughly 15 months after it begins, the person dies. Not from a bullet, not from a tumor, but from the pure accumulated damage of never being allowed to sleep again. There is, as of today, no cure. It is the closest thing that exists to the thought experiment we started with, and it proves the point in the most horrifying way possible. Sleep is not optional. Sleep is not lazy. Sleep is not lost time you could be using for something better. Sleep is the maintenance window in which your brain repairs itself, clears its own poison, files your memories, and quietly keeps you sane. Skip one night and you're driving drunk. Skip a week and you're seeing ghosts. Skip it forever, and there is no version of you left standing at the end. So here's the strange, almost beautiful truth hiding underneath all of this. Every single night when you lie down and close your eyes and let go, that surrender you barely think about, that thing you sometimes resent, sometimes fight, sometimes wish you needed less of, that is your brain saving your life. Silently. Perfectly. The same way it has for every human who has ever lived. You spend about a third of your entire existence unconscious. A third of your life. Gone, handed over to the dark. It feels like a waste. It isn't. It's the price of admission for the other 2/3. It's the maintenance that keeps the machine of you from tearing itself apart. So tonight, when it comes for you, that heavy, warm pull behind your eyes, don't fight it. Don't resent it. It isn't stealing your time. It's the only thing keeping you here. Good night.